Hello, this is Terry from Fabric Junction in Sturgis, South Dakota. Today we're going to make a placemat, and it can be done for holidays or for a special occasion or every day. You will need a rectangle that is 10 by 15, one that is 16 by 22 inches, and a piece of stiff double-faced interfacing to give it the rigidness that we need when the placemat is completed. So to start our placemat, you will take your 10 by 15 inch rectangle and a square, and we need to mark a 1/4 inch intersection. This will be your start and stopping points. So put the 1/4 inch and draw a line. Go to the other side and measure a 1/4 inch and draw another line. This intersection is where we need to start and stop so that we can make our beautiful mitered corners. Once you've done that, take your piece, fold it in half, and put a pin at the halfway point. Do it on all 4 sides. Now take your 16 by 20 inch piece and you're going to do the same thing. Fold it in half, put your pins, which I've already done, fold it the other direction, and place a pin in the half point. Now open it back up, put your right sides together, and pin these together. So you'll go through and pin all 4 sides of the placemat. Now when you have them all pinned, it'll look a little strange, but you'll go through and pin it, and I have one pinned. It'll have little dog ears. That's okay. That's what we want. Once you have it pinned, now we're ready to sew. So go to your sewing machine, find that little X, and place your needle right down on the center of that X. And that should give you a 1/4 inch seam allowance because we marked it a 1/4 inch. Sew to the other side. Stop at that intersection that you marked. Pull it off the machine. Adjust your fabrics so that they line up, so that now you can go back and you'll start again in that intersection. Make sure your needle is right on top of that mark, and sew to the other side. Now you need to leave an opening on one side so that we can turn it when we're done. And I leave an opening about the size of my hand so I can reach in very comfortably and open it up. If you forget to leave your opening, get your seam ripper and just create a small opening so that you can turn it. Because once in a while when I make them I forget. So my seam ripper is handy so I can make that opening. Once you have done all 4 sides, now we need to line this up to mark our miter. Line up the raw edge, keep the folded edge next to your body. Take a straight edge and take your pencil and put your pencil right at the end of your seam. Line up a straight line across the fold and mark it. Go to your machine, drop your needle right into where you started. So you can back stitch a little bit, sew off the edge, and do it to all 4 sides. Remember to just take it, fold it, lay it so that's nice, keep the fold towards your body, mark it, nice straight line, mark, and then sew. And I discovered if I do each one on their own, I don't have the fabric shifting on me, and then my seam matches up beautifully. Okay, I have one that is all sewn all the way around. My corners are all sewn. So before I turn it, I need to cut the extra fabric away. And you can see my lines, my stitch lines are going the right direction because this kind of looks like the finished placemat. So I know it's okay to cut these extra dog ears off before I turn it. So now we're going to turn, and then once we have it turned, we'll need to press it. Make sure your points are out nice and sharp. If they don't want to point out for you, you can use your stylus, a tweezer, something that you can use that will give you that nice point on your placemat. So once you have those, we move to our iron, and we will want to iron, press it down so we have it flat. Now, you may have cut your interfacing already, which is okay, but you can double check the size of your mat to make sure it's measuring 12.5 by 17.5. If it's a little bit smaller than that, go ahead and trim your interfacing to match. If it's a little bit bigger, you may have to cut a new piece of interfacing. On your opening, press one section flat, one side of it flat. In this case, it's my center fabric's going flat. My other fabric wants to fold. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So fold it where you would like it and press. Now we need to put in our interfacing. Now this one is kind of slow, so roll it up, go back to your little hole, slide it in, and sometimes I have to put it in at a little bit of an angle to get it all in there. Once you have it in there, work the interfacing back open. Now remember, everything folds, it'll be crinkled, but try to work the corners of the interfacing into the corners of your placemat. And as you get one, sometimes I take a pin and hold that one there so it doesn't get away as I work the next corner in. And I start to lay it down and work the next one in. And pull and get it. And they just want to, you know, move around. But eventually, once you get it into your placemat, got a little fold in my corners, so it doesn't want to lay like it should. That's okay if it has kind of that little bit of rippling, because some of that is because the interfacing doesn't want to lay flat yet. So just go through, work them until you have it nice and flat. There it went. Once you have it flat, head back to your ironing board and we'll press again. And this is the reason I like using the double-sided fusible, because now as I press it the second time, that placemat is going to fuse to my placemat. And since I've already pressed that fold, now I can take and place a couple of pins to hold the fabric exactly where I want it when I come back and stitch. So I press both sides, and the more I press it, the flatter it becomes. So we keep pressing. It'll get nice and flat. Once you have it where it is nice and flat for you, we go back to the sewing machine. Yeah, that's looking pretty. We go back to the sewing machine, start in a corner, and here's where you'll pick one of your favorite stitches, and you'll stitch all the way around. And when you do, that'll close that opening, and you'll end up with a beautiful placemat just like this, with a beautiful stitch. So have fun, make some for any occasion or just for the fun. Also check out our pot holder video. You can make pot holders or lovely table napkins and be able to set a beautiful table. So check us out at junctionfabric.com. This is Terry saying goodbye for now. Have fun making your placemat.